Jordan Peterson tends to lose his temper quite often, and sometimes he even loses an argument. And in this video we will be going over those moments with you, and that's because this video is all about the best Jordan Peterson moments. Enjoy. Number 1. In this clip, Jordan is at a college doing what seems to be a Q&A, and a student asks about how he's always defending hierarchies, and let's just say Jordan gets a little heated.
Talked a lot in defense of traditional hierarchies, both of gender, of class, so on, though emphatically not of race. And so it seems that...
I haven't talked about defense of traditional hierarchies in terms of gender and class. That's not true.
Well, you've talked about hierarchies in society. You've talked
about...
Yeah,
that's true. I have done that. But I haven't justified them on the basis of gender and class. Whatever it was, two categories. You talk not about, okay. That's an important distinction.
Okay, but you defend hierarchies in society in a way that...
So as you can see, Jordan is getting really annoyed at the fact that this student is jumping to conclusions about his thoughts. And in the clip that I'm about to show, you can see the exact moment that he loses his patience.
You talk a lot about the Pareto distribution, yes?
That doesn't mean I defend it.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think you talk
Observing that something exists is not the same as defending it. How in the world...
Well, people attack it. Right?
What's that?
And you don't. People attack it.
Attack
inherently attack the hierarchies of society as inherently unjust, right?
Well, they're unjust, but they're also useful.
Okay, so you say they're useful. Some
well,
people would disagree with that proposition.
Okay, look at it this way. You obviously think that it's worthwhile to stand up and ask a question.
Yes.
So you think that standing up and asking a question is better than not standing up and asking a question.
Yes.
Okay, that's a hierarchy.
Yes.
Of values.
Yes.
Okay, without the hierarchy of values, you couldn't act.
Of course.
No, not of course.
Number 2. In this next clip, Jordan is talking about the topic of religion, and he discusses how people are confused as to where he stands on the topic. So he clarifies any misconceptions and makes it really clear as to where he stands. But after saying a few words, he starts to get visually mad.
Again, what I fear about the way you talk about religion is that at the end of all these conversations, I'm still not sure what you believe on that point, frankly. And if I'm not sure, no one out there is.
Well, I don't know why you would expect to be sure about what someone believes. How do you think that any one of you are capable of fully articulating what you believe? You certainly aren't. You are not. That's complete.
So before we cut, you could actually see the veins coming out of his forehead. He's really angry about the fact that the audience isn't on his side and that they're not taking his argument well. After that, he actually goes crazy and really goes off at the audience.
Ridiculous. You're not transparent to yourself by any stretch of the imagination. You act out all sorts of things that you can't articulate.
But how about a best guess? Yeah.
You know, if you look, let's go all cognitive neuroscience on this, shall we? 99% of your processing is unconscious. You're not capable of articulating yourselves. If you were, you'd be omniscient.
Okay,
but don't give me any nonsense about that.
But that is a... I've never heard so many people applaud an evasion of a simple question.
Number 3. In this clip, the roles are reversed, and it's actually an angry protester that gets extremely mad at Jordan and causes a complete scene. The protester starts yelling and screaming, and at some parts it's actually pretty hard to watch. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the clip.
They don't have to believe it.
It's a fucking lie!
But they...
There's no such thing as compelled speech! Government cannot tell you what to do!
So as you can see, the other protesters were being really disturbing and kept interrupting the speech being given by Jordan. But it seems as if they don't care in the slightest and they keep trying to disturb him. I just want to remind you guys to keep on watching the video because the clip after this one is absolutely insane. Number 4. Here Jordan is doing a panel with Michael Dyson and he starts getting pretty mad at some of the things that he's saying, but what he says at the end is absolutely crazy, so make sure that you stay tuned.
That was great, Michelle. On Jordan's point about how does he, in a sense, get an equal voice in this debate back if it is implied that his participation brings with it this baggage of white privilege that doesn't allow him to see clearly the issues that are before us.
But that is to be complicit in the very problem itself terminologically. You're beginning at a point that's already productive and controversial. You're saying, how can he get his equality back? Who are you talking about?
So as you can see, it's getting pretty heated and Michael is just firing shot after shot at Jordan and really insulting him. But what he says next about Jordan is actually really insulting. He calls him something really creative and this actually ended up making headlines.
Jordan Peterson, trending #1 on Twitter. Jordan Peterson with an international bestseller. I want him to tweet something out about me in my book. Jordan Peterson, right? This is what I'm saying to you. Why the rage, bruh? You're doing well, but you're a mean, mad white man. And you're going to get us right. And I have never seen so much wine and snowflaking. There's enough wine in here to start a vineyard. And what I'm saying to you empirically and precisely when you ask the question about white privilege.
Number 5. In this clip, a kid goes up to Jordan and asks him some questions about what he thinks about the different types of people that show up to his protests. Jordan is quick to shut down his argument in a super intelligent way.
I want to go talk to Peterson. Peterson, do you have any comments on the Nazi presence at your protest? The presence of Nazis and white supremacists assaulting people at your protest. Do you have any comment on that?
Yeah, I don't like Nazis.
Then why are you?
Why were they here?
Well, how can I answer
Are there views in alignment with yours?
At some point you
I
have to
think
realize,
that's a foolish question. Look, if you want to know what my views are,
I've watched all of your videos. Yes.
including
Yes, I have.
then why would you ask such a question?
Because this is my interpretation of your videos.
apparently.
The kid keeps on persisting, but Jordan always comes back one way or another. The best part is near the end of the video, he starts getting really mad at the ignorance of the question.
All of the people who arranged the protest against you watched all of your videos.
It's like, do you want to disavow?
150 videos on YouTube.
No, your lectures, which sparked the debate.
Okay.
Do you want to disavow the
150.
support?
Could you let me talk to her for a moment?
Don't call me that, please.
So, I have 150 lectures on YouTube. There's 500 hours of my views.
Do you really
If
think that
wanna
you're
find
worth
out
all
what
of
they
that
were-
time?
So look, I will answer your question, okay? I've studied Nazism for a very long time. It's been 4 decades, and I understand.
So in conclusion, Jordan Peterson has had his speeches interrupted by protesters several times, but there's also been several times in which he's completely shut down and owned other people's arguments. But let's admit it, some arguments are better than others. Anyway, thank you for watching the video, please do us a massive favour and like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, then I'm sure you would love one of the 2 videos on your screen right now.